Hi there, name's Grimith. I've got a new Let's Get On With It adventure, and it comes with a story. Won't be too long, I hope. Back in 1992, there existed a video game developer named Westwood Studios. They had been recently purchased and renamed by a publisher called Virgin Games. Ugh, I turned into dust just looking at these logos. It's fine, I'm fine. Anyway, here's a sampling of Westwood's game library before the acquisition. You may have heard of them. Note the Crescent Hawks' revenge there. It was marketed as having a unique real time combat system. You utilize a point and click control interface with a top down view to guide your forces across 27 scenarios. These days, I'd call that real time tactics. Hold that thought. So, in 1992, Virgin had the license to make games with the Dune intellectual property. One of those games was named Dune. Original, I know. Look at that cover from the David Lynch film. This came out at the start of 92. Dune was marketed as an adventure packed strategy game. There are parts you'd look at and say, yup, that's adventure right there. But Dune also contained sections where you have a top down view of the planet named Dune and use a point and click control system to recruit Fremen tribes to order around Dune, and you assign them tasks like spice mining or combat, which all happen in real time. You could call that real time strategy, but RTS conveys different elements that just weren't present in this Dune. Hold that thought too. Let's get back to Westwood. Westwood didn't do that Dune. No, that was Cryo Interactive under Virgin Games, and the story behind that game's development is kinda wild but would take too long to share. Westwood was making a different Dune for Virgin, a Dune they were led to believe would be the only Dune, but that story would also take too long. By the end of 92, Westwood completed their work, a video game with a very tenuous connection to Frank Herbert's novel. In this game, three factions vie for control over the planet Arrakis. That's the other name for Dune. You command the military forces of one of these factions in a top down view with a point and click control system. You have to construct a base and mine spice to pay for your base construction, along with the military units you will need to accomplish your objectives across several scenarios. And all of this happens in real time. The United States release box marketed this as a simulation strategy game with real time action. The United Kingdom release box marketed this as a strategy based resource management simulation. And yes, as the blurb notes there, Westwood also did The Legend of Carandia in 92. They did so much! Back to the marketing for Dune 2, The Building of a Dynasty / Dune 2, The Battle for Arrakis. Based on everything I noted above, I could say Dune 2 is a strategy war game with real time elements. Maybe a real time war game. Or I could call it what Brett Sperry, the co founder and president of Westwood Studios, decided it was during the game's development: real time strategy. In this series, I will be playing the trendsetter for real time strategy. Not the first, but the foundation for Westwood's Command and Conquer, Blizzard's Warcraft Orcs and Humans, Chris Taylor's Total Annihilation, the list goes on. Well, actually, I misspoke. I'll be playing a clone of the trendsetter. Listen, I put my hours into Dune 2 back before some of my viewers as children were born. I turned into dust again. It's fine. I'm fine. I initially played through the Sega Genesis port of Dune 2, which got released in 94, and when my family got our first computer, I eventually tried the original DOS version. But I didn't play much of it because I had Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness instead, and it controlled so much better. That's the primary reason adult me won't play Dune 2 again, user experience. Instead, to run through Dune 2 for this campaign, I'll be using Dune Legacy. This is a free to play clone of Dune 2 with some spiffy features for my playing convenience and all of our viewing conveniences. I will say Dune Legacy is currently in volatile development, and I discovered while making this intro that there's a 98.6.4. I'll have to go see whether that fixes the issues I had in my tests with 98.4, which had me thinking about using 97.04. As for what faction I'll be playing, I put that question to my audience in a Discord poll last month. I have a Discord server, discord.gg/Grimith. I have a vanity link. I used to be a Discord partner. Moving on. Well, the voters really liked Image 3, so I'm going with Image 3. You'll see when we get into the game. Finally, you don't need to know anything about Frank Herbert's Dune for this series. The novel barely matters here. Not the story, not the rules, and, minimally the lore. You also don't need to know anything about Dune 2 to come along. In fact, that might be preferable, because I ain't turbocharging the difficulty, and it has been many years since I played Dune 2. If you will be grimacing and or seething at the monitor because of my ignorance and decision making, then maybe you shouldn't come along. How I play is my skill issue. How you handle watching me is very much your issue. Let's get on with it.
The building of a dynasty. The planet Arrakis, known as Dune. Land of sand. Home of the spice melange. The spice controls the empire. Whoever controls Dune controls the spice. The Emperor has proposed a challenge to each of the houses.
The house that produces the most spice will control Dune. There are no set territories and no rules of engagement.
Vast armies have arrived. Now, 3 houses fight for control of Dune. The noble Atreides. The insidious Ordos. And the evil Harkonnen. Only one house will prevail. Your battle for Dune begins now.
All right, welcome on in, welcome on in. This is Dune Legacy 9864. Let's take a look at the options screen real quick. I'm keeping this stuff on its default settings. That includes Campaign AI being set to Campaign AI Player, as it was when I initially booted up the game. Video resolution is there. Well, we don't need that many frames. We can keep it toned down. Note that there are no sound and music volume sliders. I cranked that sucker up for the opening cutscene, but the music is going to be too quiet and the sound effects are going to be too loud. I've chosen to run an audio ducker, which will mean that when I'm not speaking, the music will come through delightfully, and when I am speaking, the sound effects won't be so loud. We'll have to make do with the tools we are given. Single player. Campaign. Note that we can choose from the Super Dune houses. Houses, used loosely here. Mercenaries, Fremen, and Sardaukar. House Ordos here, mentioned in the non-canonical Dune Encyclopedia, but it's only twice. One is in assessing how many votes various houses have in the Landsrad, or the Chome. I think it's the Landsrad, though. And the other is their house emblem. which does not match this, but the colors don't match everyone. House Harkonnen has a griffin. And red and gray and black, no, it's baby blue. House Atreides, just look away. Look away. This is us.
House Harkonnen.
I'll also be using the Gaines pronunciation. In the dark world of Gady Prime, the savage House Harkonnen has spread across the universe. A cruel people, the Harkonnen are ruthless towards both friend and foe in their fanatical pursuit of power. Do you wish to join House Harkonnen? Indeed, look at that planet. Oh, glorious. I am the Mentat, Radnor. With my guidance, you may be able to assist us in conquering this dusty little planet. For your first test, you will be expected to produce 1,000 credits, and not a granule less. You may earn credits by harvesting spice, and will need to build a refinery to convert spice to credits. If any of our foolish enemies attempt to attack your base, you will have the pleasure of seeing the invincible Harkonnen troops in action. Proceed? Not without making Radnor blink a few times, and you could not call yourself a proper Dune 2 clone without being able to do this. This is crucial to immersion. All right, proceed. Something that's also crucial is being able to use the Mentat screen. The prior version of Dune Legacy, the one I had practiced on, soft-locked anytime you tried to access something in your Civilopedia help system. These are all presented with the slant of your house, and of course, you can make your Mentat blink and yammer on. It's important. Give me some advice, Radnor. First, build a 2x2 group of concrete slabs. Then build a wind trap and place it upon the concrete. That takes too long. Sure, I have to spend spice for... Do the same for refineries so that you can reach your quota of 1,000 credits. We don't have time for concrete slabs. We gotta get going, man. We have money to make. Concrete slabs. Slabs are used to provide stable building foundations. We have found that anything built on bare rock will deteriorate rapidly. It also starts with reduced health. The rest of this stuff, I could flip through it at you, but you can get this and flip through on your own. We got gaming to do. Let's go. Construction facility. All structures are built by the construction facility, like this wind trap. There isn't enough open concrete to place a structure. You may proceed without enough concrete. The building will need repairs.
Reporting. Moving out. Infantry out.
Gonna love listening to that sound for the rest of the playthrough.
Construction complete.
Place that wind trap, say, down here. The wind trap supplies power to your base. Without power, your structures will decay. We'll now commission a refinery.
Reporting.
Oh, hello there.
Moving out.
So we can select multiple units and give them commands like hunt, where they'll go chase down enemies and shoot them even though I, the player, can't see them. Minimap up there. We need a radar structure in order to have the terrain mapped out. There is no fog of war, only explored and unexplored. Once you have something mapped, it remains permanently revealed. There's our harvester right there, automatically set to mine, and it returns spice. I can call it back early using that key or the H hotkey. Number of comfy hotkeys. I'm going to be using my mouse for demonstration purposes, and also I have to learn the hotkeys. We have a pretty simple goal. Over here, we're producing 50 power. We can repair this so that it produces as much power as it should. This harvester does not have weapons, but it's not vulnerable. It can drive over infantry units and squash them. We have our quads here. We have mighty Harkonnen infantry.
Reporting.
These House Atreides fools have no idea what hit them. And all of this combat, all this driving around, should ostensibly, in theory, attract sandworms. But, we don't worry about that in this video game. Sandworms are present later on, but Like, all of this attracting sandworms? Nah, it's not a thing, fam.
Yes, sir.
And units
Reporting.
are slow to take damage in this game.
Yes, sir. Reporting.
Very slow.
Reporting. Moving out. Moving out. Moving out.
Without, like, a hard counter or a lot of firepower.
Reporting.
You can see how little damage these quads of mine took.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
And yes, every time the spice ticks up or down,
Affirmative.
that's the sound effect we get to enjoy for the rest of our lives. Unit will not move from location. Unit will engage any unit within guard range. Unit will not move nor or attack. Ambush there. Unit will not move until enemy spotted. You can see there my spice silo is filling up. Each refinery comes with some spice storage capacity. But we would have to build more refineries or more silos in order to store even more. There is a construction tech tree in this. Unfortunately, you popped out there. You do have to go through more scenarios to unlock other stuff. Upgrading things, though, like buildings, will require them to be fully repaired.
Report. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Infantry. Infantry. Out. Moving out. Moving out. Infantry. Out. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
I don't think there's, like, hotkeys or, like, shift and right-click.
Out. Reporting.
Plenty... hey!
Yes, sir.
There's some enemies you didn't know about?
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Moving out. Infantry. Out. Moving out.
No, I did tell them to attack a space. That's on me. That's on me. They took that literally.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I told you to attack position. That's on me. There should be enough spice to get this first mission done. Let's get out of here. First video. Done. Sued. TM. We started with 300 spice, he said, tilting his head.
Your mission is complete.
Excellent. You have pleased me. Continue to serve me well, and I will see to it that you are rewarded. Proceed, or repeat. I'm gonna leave you here. Next time, we go through another mission. They start gentle. They will not remain gentle. I am the Mentat Radnor, and I will not be using this voice. Get out of here. Oh, right. I shouldn't quit out just yet. There's a whole score page. You have attained the rank of Desert Mongoose. Destroyed 30 units? Man, alright. Good. 3 houses have come to Dune. I was so close to clicking proceed and skipping this stuff to take control of the land. That has become divided. Thanks, Emperor. Harkonnen arrived first. Let the record book show that. The weak Atreides will be easy. The Ordos are getting closer. That's them right there, manifesting upon the plane. Select your next region. Go to the corner. That's me right there. All right. You're cutting ahead too fast. You have to wait. House Harkonnen has generally, you have to wait. No, I'm not even. You're not even going to lure me into this. Get out of here, Radnor.